Hello and welcome to another episode of the Leverage Podcast. I'm Paul Richard, your host, and we are starting off here on this Monday morning with a pet sitter, Karla Dunlop. Excited to talk to you about this, Karla. You have a company called 417 Pet Nanny in Springfield, Missouri, and we met through another one of our networking groups that we regularly attend. So I'm excited to have you on. Welcome to the podcast, Karla.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit more about Karla and how you got into this whole pet sitting business. You know, I did, and I will kind of say this. I never met a pet sitter until I got into networking, which is kind of funny. I have pets, but I usually have my
Yeah.
in-laws or something do the pet sitting. So tell us a little bit about how you got into this business and what brought you into it.
Well, growing up as a kid, my dad and my family used to always say that no matter where I went, pets would just kind of migrate toward me. I just, I would be walking down the street and there would be somebody with a pet and they would come over and sniff me and stuff like that. And I've always loved animals. And I had been, I'd worked in childcare for most of my adult life. Even as a teenager, I was a babysitter, and I was let go from my job that I had been at for 7 years. I was a preschool teacher, and I was kind of left with, I don't know what I want to do now. And so a good friend was like, "Well, Karla, kids and animals have always been your thing. So if you're not going to stay with the kid thing, why don't you try, pet sitting?" And so I had always pet sat for friends and family, just kind of, for extra money. And so my friend was like, "Come to some networking meetings and put some feelers out and see what kind of response you get." And I got a really great response and decided to start my own business.
Fantastic. And what time frame was that in?
Um, I had been a preschool teacher with Cox South for 7 years, and that ended in 2024. And so yeah, it's just been a couple years that I've actually had the 417 Pet Nanny as a business.
Okay. And are you the only nanny in your business or do you have some other people working with you?
No, it's just me. I've thrown around the idea of possibly having someone, to help me because I have my clients that I've watched for, the last couple years. But then
Yeah.
I've got new clients coming in, and that kind of pushes out my other clients. And so I've been throwing around the idea of possibly looking into someone helping me, because I am getting busy enough that I could probably do that. Um, I just don't know. Been talking with my networking group and trying to decide the best way to do that. So,
Okay. Awesome.
because once I'm in your house and I'm watching your fur babies, I get very attached, and I hate telling people no when they want to use me and I'm already booked with someone else. And it breaks my heart to have to tell people no. So, or
Understood. Understood.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard to find people that would care as much as you do about them. And so that's an issue, I mean, do you think is it sustainable to just do it yourself and then is there enough business there and enough revenue there that you'd be satisfied or do you need to grow it to the next level, do you think?
Um, no, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with it just being me, other than having to tell my current clients no, you know. So, cause like for this summer, I'm solidly booked until October right now. And so I do have some clients are like, "Hey, a family thing came up. can you help me out next month? And I'm already booked. So that's the one bad thing, you know. So I
Sure,
am
sure.
booked. So that is keeping me busy, but then I can't help when someone needs me quickly, if that makes any sense.
It makes total sense. So, in general, what are the types of animals that you're sitting for, and what's your like? What animals would be beyond your scope of work, so to speak?
The main ones that I'm watching now are pretty much dogs. There's a few cats in there with some dogs. But for the most part, if someone just has cats, cats are pretty self-sustainable. All they really need me to do is like drop-ins to make sure the food is, good, the water is fresh, the litter is clean, So I don't have a lot of clients with just cats. There are a couple clients who just have cats that, they want me there all the time, which I'm happy to do that. But for the most part, it's dogs. I have a family that has a frog. So I watch their cat, dog, and a frog. And I just recently watched a family that had three dogs and a bird.
Ah,
I've watched families that have lizard that has a bearded dragon. There's a family that has a dog and guinea pigs.
oh
So
wow, okay,
so there's pretty much not anything I won't watch if I haven't watched him before. I have a consultation before I come to your house. And then if it's an animal I haven't watched before, then you just kind of take me through the steps of what I need to do. And
okay.
yeah, the only hard nose for me are snakes and spiders. Don't really want to watch those, even though they're in their own little aquarium or, I don't know, the glass enclosures. I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with snakes and spiders, but pretty much anything else I will watch.
Very good. So, does it remind you of the Jim Stafford song?
Yeah.
I don't like spiders and snakes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I saw Jim, of course, he was a Branson resident for many years. So I got to see him sing that song just a couple years ago. So much
Yeah.
fun. Well, okay. So tell us a little bit about, um, when you're in a session with a dog, for example, what what are you normally doing? What would be like a typical session for you? How many hours are you there typically? Or maybe there's no typical. I don't know. But tell us a little bit about what
Yeah.
happens.
Well, it honestly depends on the family. There are some families that are very structured, where I was watching these two dogs, and their family had like an hour by hour schedule for me to follow. Like
Yep.
they had to be taken on walks, at certain times of the day. They had to be fed certain times of the day. They had playtime, they had nap time or rest time. It was very structured on those.
Ah,
And then I have other families that have older dogs, and they just want someone to stay there with them because their dogs aren't super active. So, I never, even if you have a fenced in yard, I never let a dog out without me with them. I've just heard too many stories of, dogs being loose and stuff like that. So usually, my day is, you get up, you feed them, you let them out to go potty. If there's medicine, I'll give medicine. Um, a lot of dogs have special food that you have to follow, the owner's instructions. Um, and then I will just hang out with the dog. If the dog wants me to play, I'll play. If the dog just wants to be lazy on the couch, I can be lazy on a couch too. Just a lot of snuggles and hugs and, that kind of thing. So yeah, It's pretty much my day. Most families, they're okay with me. Like if I have a meeting or something outside, like go to the store, they don't mind me being gone for 2 or 3 hours. But a lot of my clients don't want me gone, you know, 8 or 9 hours a day because they're paying me to be there, most of the time. So, so it's,
I
like I
was
said,
wondering,
it's, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so most of the time I'm there, I would say 3/4 of the day with the animals. There is one family I'm getting ready to watch. I'll be at their house for a month. They're going on a month-long vacation, and their dogs have a dog door. So they don't mind if I'm gone for more hours of the day than normal because their dogs can just go in and out through a dog door. And even though they're okay with that, I don't feel right, not being
Yeah.
there for 3/4 of the day. So yeah, I try to limit, like, when I have those kind of jobs, to what I'm doing outside of pet sitting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So how do you calculate a price? Like if they're gone for a month, obviously you can't ignore all your other clients for a month, right? So
Well,
how does that
no, I
work?
was just gonna say, so with my pet sitting, um, when I'm at your house, I don't really take on any other jobs. So, unless I do like a drop in, like I do have people that'll call me and be like, "Hey, I'm stuck at work. Can you go, let my dog out for me?" And I can do that. Like I'll go and do that. But I never book more than one pet sitting job where I'm staying at someone's house. So, that is kind of not really a downfall of what I do, but like where if you're a pet walker, you can take on multiple jobs in one day. Whereas with me, because I'm in your home watching your pets, unless it's just a drop in, I don't take on multiple jobs.
Okay. And then so are you there 8 to 5? Are you there 24/7 kind of thing? Or
20, yeah,
how do you do
24/7,
that?
24/7.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yep, I'm
So it's
there.
literally a
So
nanny.
yeah, yeah. And that's also part of my price too, as to I am there 24/7. So I'm watching your home for you. I'm taking care of your
Yeah.
home, I'm checking your mail, making sure your trash gets put out, what like watering plants if you have plants. Just making sure that things are good in your home. So,
Got it. Very good. Wow. Well, I didn't realize it was that intensive really for you to do that. So I can
yeah.
see now why, yeah, you couldn't take on necessarily other projects at that point and that. So for a month you're there. Uh Tell me a little bit about do you have a coverage area as far as how far you're willing to go, or how do you figure out those things in your business?
Well, part of I'm not married, I don't have kids, so I will travel pretty far. I've been to Seymour, and I've watched pets in Seymour. I Somebody needed me in Bolivar. So I went to Bolivar. I've been to Willard, Republic. I mean, honestly, I don't really see, like, I have someone else who wants me to pet sit in Ava. So, I do charge a little more for gas just to get there, with, gas prices and everything. So if
Sure.
the farther you live, I just tack on a little extra for the gas to get there. Um, and then once I'm there, I'm pretty much there. I don't really leave like I said, unless, I do have my networking groups that I like to go to those meetings. But other than that, I'm there. So I don't really leave once I'm there.
Very good, very good. So uh, that makes a lot of sense, obviously, to do that. And I'm kind of the same way. If I get referred to somebody, I'll pretty much go the next level to take care of
Mhm.
them as well. I have some limitations as to how that works, and of course, you probably would too. Now, do you have pets at home that while you're sitting for somebody else, you've got to maintain your own pets, or how does that work?
No, I don't. I had two pets, and but that was before I actually did this as a business. So, the my friends would let me bring my pets with me to pet sit, and of course, with me having my own pets there, I didn't charge as much back then. Because I was just kind of doing it for extra money. But now that it's a business and my two pets are gone, then I don't have, I don't have to worry about that. So,
Very good, very
because
good.
a lot of people don't want other pets in their home, or their pets don't do well with other dogs. So, yeah, it wouldn't be feasible for me to have my own pets.
Sure. And do some cases are you taking them to the vet as well?
Yes, I have done that for a few clients. Some of them already have a scheduled visit with their vet, and I'm more than willing to take them to the vet. I have had other clients who their dogs are in training, so I will take their dogs for them to training and then pick them up when they're done. So yeah, I will pretty much do whatever you want me to do while I'm there.
Awesome. Awesome. And, because we have two cats and both very healthy, et cetera. And so I just set up cameras around the house when we leave. We went away for the weekend to Hot Springs this past weekend. And so we were gone for better part of 3 days. And
Mm.
so we just obviously give them a little extra food, a little extra water, leave the AC on, obviously, and put some cameras around and we can watch them. Most of the time, they're sleeping on the bed or the couch, so you can see,
Yeah.
what's going on with that. Do any of the owners have anything electronic like that going on? Or are they a lot of times keeping an eye, just not necessarily to check on you, but sometimes they just want to connect with the animal and kind of see there's more gizmos now where they have the feeders with the camera in it and those kind of things. Are you seeing more
Yeah.
of that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of the houses have videos, cameras in them. And for the most I don't mind. I've done because I've worked in childcare in the past. When I was a preschool teacher, you're on video the whole time. You're in, watching the
Sure.
kids. So, I it doesn't bother me. Just as long as I know there's a camera there, I'll,
Yeah.
I won't, walk around the house, in just pajamas, because there's video. But for
Sure.
the yeah. So I don't mind. I actually had a client who they didn't tell me they had cameras, and when I'm there, I'm focused on the animal and what I'm doing. I don't really look around for cameras and stuff. um I've so I don't really, sadly, pay attention to the ceiling. And I had this one client, I was on the couch with her dog, and she sent me a text and said, she goes, "Oh, thank you for loving on my baby." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. It's my pleasure. It's, what I'm here for." And then like a little bit later, I got another text that said, "Oh my gosh, that's her favorite toy." And I'm like, "Uh, how do you know what toy I'm playing with?" And then a little bit later, I'm just like, okay, and then she was like, "Oh, she loves that treat." And I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" And so then I got to looking around, and there was a camera in the living room. So they had been watching me play with their dog.
That's
And so
cute.
yeah, so it was funny. It was, when I was first getting going in my business. So now that that's happened, I kind of, we talk about the whole camera thing, and I let the family know I don't mind if you check in and watch, because I do my job. I don't just go there and sit and don't do anything. So yeah, I don't mind a camera. It's, some people watch me a lot, and then others really don't check on anything. Because on some people I'll be like, "Oh, hey, did you see so and so did this really cute thing?" And they're like, "Oh no, we know you're there. We don't check the cameras." So so
Yeah.
I've got so I have some clients who watch me all the time, and then I have some clients who they're good. So,
That's cool. Well, do you have some stories you could share? Some maybe touching stories of some pet nanny sitting that you've done, and give us an idea. Be kind of fun to hear if you have any stories about some either unique situations or maybe some things that were important to you on some of your sitting appointments.
well, when I was first getting started as a business, I had a family that had two Rottweilers that were rescues. And I had personally never really dealt with Rottweilers, so I didn't know a whole lot about them as a breed, other than I knew they were very protective. And so when I went for my consultation, they just were not happy with me being there.
Mm.
So the family had them out on, they have like a screened in porch, and then they had like a screen door blocking the inside of the house from the porch. And they were just kind of scary, snarling and barking and hair standing on end. And I was pretty nervous about watching them. And so I worked it out with the family. I said, "Hey, can I come back a couple more times, um totally on my dime, because I want to watch your babies for you." And because I could see the love, between the parents and the dogs, so I knew they were sweet. They just didn't want a stranger in the house. So I
Yep.
actually went back 4 times. And on the fourth time, I had the parents like stay outside, and I went in. And what they do is they left like a box of treats, because I came in through the garage. And
Sure.
so I call it paying my taxes.
Yeah.
So I walk in with treats for them, and that works. That does the trick. I'm good to go. I give them their treats, and they love on me. One of them, it's really funny. When I get there, the mail will go through my legs. And unfortunately, I'm a shorter person, and the dog comes to pretty much my hip, because they're big dogs. And so he'll
Yeah.
go through my legs, and then he wants me to like scratch his butt while he's like standing between my legs. So I'm pretty much sitting on him like a horse at this point, and just scratching on his butt, and then he'll do this like little dance. So here I am on my tippy toes, trying not to, fall. And so I was telling because I send pictures to the family, I send videos, I'll text them 2 or 3 times a day. So I sent them a text of that's what Finn was doing. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're in. You are in. If he's going through your legs, he trusts you, and you're good to go." So yeah, so it took like, four visits before he would do that. And now when I go there, yeah, it's like a big game. I pay my taxes, I give them their treats when I walk in the door. And yeah, they're good. So yeah, every animal is unique. It has their little thing that they do. Um Another family that I was just watching, they have a German Shepherd and a Boston Terrier. And the Boston Terrier doesn't like not having my attention. So if I have my phone in my hand, she will actually slap at the phone and then like paw at my hand and pull my hand to her. And she wants me to pet and love on her and not be on my phone. Or if I'm watching TV and I'm not paying enough attention to her, she will actually climb up on my lap and lay her face like right here on top of my face. And what she wants me to do, because I found out her dad does this, he blows raspberries on her neck. So she will climb up and lay her face on mine so that I can like blow raspberries on her neck.
Oh
So
gosh.
so when she wants my attention, she will like get up in my face, and I don't do the raspberry thing, but I will like love on her and I give her kisses on her neck, and I do that for a few minutes and then she's good to go. So, but
That's
yeah.
cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Huh. Well, that's awesome. So there's just so many experiences that you gather from the incidents with the animals and that kind of thing. And like you say, I wasn't really thinking about the fact that some of these dogs can be, very intimidating,
Mhm.
especially at first. And of course, sometimes they have them to be that way, right? To be protecting the house or the family or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
in that regard. So they're gonna have their little family, and that's gonna be the only people they're gonna be really happy with being around, right? So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And so if somebody wants to reach out to you to interview you for hire, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, you can go to my website. It's 417petnanny.com. And my number is on there, my phone number. I did have a pet nanny page, but it got hacked on Facebook. So I have to I have to come up with a new pet nanny page. I just haven't had the time to sit and do that. But you can go to my Facebook page, Karla S. Dunlap. Make sure the S is in there, the middle initial. Um, and you can send me a message. My email is 417petnanny@gmail.com. You can send me a email. And then, like I said, my phone number is on the website. So there's lots of ways to get a hold of me.
Very good. So do you do like a free consultation to kind of get it priced up for them? Is that how you work,
Yes.
or how do you set that up? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's
That's part
awesome.
of the consultation. I come, it gives me a chance to get to know you and your family. It gets you a chance to get to know me and see how I interact with the dogs or cats or birds. um and and then we talk about like the schedule and how your day goes, cuz I try to follow your schedule, because I don't want to come in and totally change everything on the animals because that just makes them confused. So I
Sure.
stick to your schedule. So we go through that. And yeah, any like special needs, like there's pets that need medication. I've watched cats that have to have, a lot of cats for some reason get diabetes. And so there are special medications that some animals need. So that's all taken care of in the consultation.
Very good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Carla, this has been really fantastic. Did I leave out any questions or things that you wanted to share with us on the podcast?
No, I don't think so. I think we pretty much covered it all.
All right. Well, I've loved having you on today. This has been so much fun. And so it is 417 Pet Nanny. And so look for Karla to help you with your pet care needs, especially if you're doing vacation or outings or something and have an active lifestyle. She can be a regular guest with you in your household and take care of those loved ones that you have there. I love it, Karla. Thanks again for being with us today, and I appreciate you so much.
All right, thanks.